Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cop Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are having a fantastic day from wherever you are around the world. And welcome to, of course, a match preview show. The first match preview show of the brand new season, of course, as we do kick off our Premier League campaign against Norwich City. And as you can see, I am joined by a very special guest, Mr. Jack Mack LFC. Jack, how are you doing, mate?
Not too bad, mate. Thank you very much for letting me come on, mate. I can't wait for tonight's episode. And the footy is back in a couple of hours. Well, in the next hour, obviously Arsenal playing Brentford, mate. But it's exciting. And me and you have spoken. All the Reds around the world were very positive. I know. Well, we'll speak about that later. Yeah, but very positive for the game.
No, we are indeed very, very positive about this season, of course, and of course we have more things to be positive about today. Of course, some news breaking, but before then, if you could please leave a like on the video, it's very much appreciated. Especially for our first match preview show for the brand new season. As well, if you're new to the Cop Council and watching us for the first time, please hit that subscribe button and make sure as well to go over to Jack's channel as well. All the links will be in the video description down below. Anyway, please hit that subscribe button on myself and Jack's channel as well. But of course, the news that I am alluding to is, of course, Mr. Virgil van Dijk signing a brand new contract until 2025. Of course, there he is, the main man. I got a bit of a photo, of course, 2025. And let's be honest, I think it's all news we did expect, of course, with the likes of Trent, Fabinho, and Ali, committing their long-term future towards the football club, and now Virgil van Dijk has settled his future as well by joining the rest in signing a brand new contract extension. Jack, what were your thoughts on it? I know that it came out about 10 o'clock this morning, I think it was, and I think, like I said, I think all of us were pretty much expecting Virgil van Dijk to sign that new deal that's been pretty much rumored, I think, for about a year and a half.
Yeah, well, me and you spoke about it, mate, didn't we? And I think a couple of Reds as well. I said it would be Virgil next. I think there was good indications from all the journos over the last couple of weeks. It was either going to be Van Dijk or Salah or one of them beforehand anyway. But I think the last player, which we'll discuss in the coming weeks or months, possibly even days, Salah is the next on that list. And then when you analyse and look at Liverpool's squad, it is more or less our spine or Liverpool's most important players. Tying their future down in the next 5 to 6 years. Obviously, Ali signs a 6-year deal, but it's great, mate. He fully deserves it. And having a fully fit Virgil van Dijk will be massive for Liverpool this season. Everyone knows that, but we've seen how much of a miss he was last year. But the impact in which I've not seen an impact of a player apart from him and Alisson in terms of really establishing them and establishing us, winning trophies and really galvanising the side. Him and Alisson, yes, Salah was fantastic. Henderson was great in leading us to the Premier League and the Champions League, but that's what happens. Liverpool were crying out for he wasn't a world-class defender at the time we bought him. He was a decent one in the Premier League. Everyone knew of his qualities, but Jurgen's turned him into one of Europe's elite centre-backs, and I can't wait to see him even more for the next 5 years, which is great.
Yeah, no, it is, isn't it? And I think, you've hit the nail on the head there where, we didn't buy him. We bought him, of course, for premium price in 75 million, and he wasn't the best defender in the world when we did get him, but he has become the best centre-back in the world. And, as me and you saw at Anfield on that Sunday, or last Sunday, how good he was. And he's not even 100% match fit yet. Of course, as you guys can see on the bottom, and by the title, will Virgil van Dijk start against Norwich? Jurgen Klopp has suggested that everyone is available for choosing apart from Andy Robertson and Curtis Jones, which is nice to feel, I would say, because with the likes of Virg, Joey Gomez and Joel Matip, it's nice to have centre-backs available, and he's going to be so crucial towards Liverpool, fighting for the title, because guys, like we've said, over numerous channels, over, different podcasts, I think all of us are excited for the season. And I think all of us are pretty optimistic as well about the season as well, especially with Van Dijk coming back, and we know how good he can become as well. And is then realistically as well. But Guys, let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below on Virgil extending his contract. And as well, let us know your thoughts on who you think will be next. I think that I can agree with Jack. I think it will be Mo that will be the next to sign the contract extension. But, maybe it might be Jordan Henderson, Andy Robbo. There's a few names, of course, being mentioned. Chris says, evening, lads. How are you both? I think we're both fantastic, mate.
Thank you.
The Reds are back in action tomorrow. Dave's in as well. Hello, Dave. Hopefully, you're having a fantastic night, Dave. Simo is in, saying he's our number 4. He's our centre off. Mickey's in as well. Hello, Mick. Hopefully, you're having a fantastic day, mate. Chris says, best centre back in the world, signing contract extension with us. Yeah, absolutely. Arthur's in, saying great signing since we have signed no one. We've signed Ibrahim Konate. So don't forget that.
I've been watching. I think he uploaded me fantasy football code today on my Twitter, and then I was speaking to Owen, obviously, in my DMs, and speaking to you and a couple of the Reds, but I just wasn't looking on my timeline because not everyone, there's quite a majority of everyone on Twitter having a full-blown meltdown over transfers.
The lad, you just need to ignore it.
It doesn't even get to me, mate. It just makes me chuckle. Because it's not like we've got the squad that Roy Hodgson had. Like, we've got a world-class side. I understand we need some fringe players moving out the door, but it's not as easy as just going, right, throw them out the football club, because they're on big wages, big salaries. Like you see at Barcelona, these players are happy. The modern-day footballers are happy to sit on contracts, and it's difficult to move them out. It's not as easy as us. Yes, we've spoken about transfers, but until we move players out the door, yes, we could improve the quality. And we've spoken, Conor, haven't we? And everyone. Yes, you could make 1 or 2, but they're not going to instantly jump into Liverpool's first team, because whereabouts, apart from, yes, Gino and Aldo, everyone's screaming at telly, you possibly need to replace his quality in the starting 11. But anywhere, when you're looking around Liverpool's squad, our back 5 is probably one of the best defensive units in all of Europe. And that's without including Konate, who we've added, and then Joe Gomez, if he is fully fit, and a fully fit Matip as well. Liverpool's centre-back area, and it's... Sorry, lad, I'm just going on a bit of a tangent, but it just really got to me.
No, it is truthful, and it is, at the end of the day, people are... At the end of the day, we're extending. It's not like if we're giving Divock Origi a contract for 5 years, we're giving Virgil van Dijk, who is the best defender in the world. Yeah, exactly. And at the end of the day, still, the transfer window is not shut. It doesn't shut until the 31st.
2-3 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And as many as reported as well, we're going to. I think Liverpool will probably take it to the last day to do business, if so as well. But guys, let us know your thoughts anyway in the comment section down below. Chris, hello, Ben. Hopefully you're having a fantastic day, mate. Chris as well. There's nothing in the pot noodle mug. It's just water. So,
I thought that, because I thought that was an actual pot noodle in a face corner as well. So why are you having a pot noodle?
I remember it was on. I think we did I think it was actually a post match, and you're like, "Why are you drinking out of a pot noodle?" I was like, "No, it's a pot noodle mug."
Like,
so
I know you do that show when you've had a pot noodle and you finished it, and you just
I'm just there mid video, just like eating a pot noodle.
3 points to the Reds. Let's have some pot noodles.
Mo then head does, says Simo. Bennett says, a colleague eats pizza with a knife and fork. You're an antichrist. Cedric says hello, all. As well, hello, Cedric. Hopefully you're on a fantastic day as well, mate. Where we buy. Shay is in as well, saying good evening, all. Chris says, Salah, Mane, Henderson, all left to go for contract extensions. Yeah, absolutely. And Mickey says, I'm having a few beers and about to watch the footy. Yeah, this is why this is at 7 o'clock, not 8 o'clock, because...
And then you got the extra added intention, Connor, as well, and Mickey and Reds. Lovely bit of extra time content after the match finishes.
Hopefully.
If the result goes the right way.
We're hoping for that. But of course...
And that's not match of the day.
No, it's true. But, we are, of course, in a brand new season, of course. And, what comes with every brand new season, it's fantasy football. Fantasy football is back. Of course, I know many of you guys have been on Twitter today, sharing your teams out in the leagues and that. And, we're doing our own league as well. The Cop Council League, we did it last year. I believe Mickey won it last year. I'm not going to lie. I give her about a month and then I forgot about her. But this year, I'm top spot. I think I was top as well by the month. I was like Everton. I was top by a month and then forgot about the rest of it then. Anyway, but yeah, there's the code. If people want to join, please feel free to. If you were in the league last year, then you're automatically in there this year. I think there's a few. I know Mickey's in there, no Alfie's in there as well, and one or two others. But if you guys want to join the fantasy football league, then please hit that the code there, CYL73W, and of course you'll be automatically put in then to the fantasy league anyway. But I'll keep that up there while we talk about the next topic as well, and that is of course the team that we are playing, Norwich. And I know that Jack, the fact that we are, I think Norwich are a bit unknown this season. I know that they've sold, Buendia, and they've brought in, a couple of players from the Bundesliga. And I think everyone's pretty much predicting them to be, going back down at the end of the season. But what do you make of Norwich coming up anyway? And how do you fare their chances, against Liverpool and in the rest of the Premier League?
It's an interesting side, mate. Obviously, we've seen them 2 years ago in the Premier League. They come to Anfield, very first game of the year, and very much had a go. They weren't a side. For me, I enjoy watching them. And if you're a Norwich fan, their approach in which they come into the league, probably not the most sensible. But at the end of the day, when you're in the top competitions, you want to at least express yourself and try and be positive and enjoy your footy. If you're going to Carrow Road anyway. What's to say? Is it Carrow Road? What's
Carrow Road? Yeah,
Carrow Road. Yeah. Jamie Carragher.
Delia Smith.
Yeah, let's be having you. Where are you? Should be saying that one. Liverpool's slapped 4 goals.
Was that against? Was that against City? I swear it was.
It was just their way of trying to big up the crowd, didn't it? But I think unless she brings out a cottage pie in the tray or something and just starts offering somewhere.
Well, if Steve Bruce was manager, then Jesus Christ, he'd be loving that life.
I think Steve Bruce would roll over and just ask Steely for the whole tray. But the way they play football is the right way. It's not like a West Brom or a Burnley. And if West Brom, when you have been in the Prem League, more or less play as defensive as possible and really just try and survive in the Premier League. But it'll be a massive achievement if they can stay in the Premier League. It'll be a lot to ask from them. But if they can get that right balance in terms of going forward and the defensive side of the football, if they can keep all the Todd Cantwell, I think it'll be a massive plus in terms of their creative output going forward. And as you've alluded to, a couple of the players, obviously Jeff Sargent, the American, he's very rapid. How Norwich do attack will be interesting, whether they sit behind the ball and counter-attack in terms of obviously having Rashika as well, the Kosovo international. It's exciting. They've got very intriguing players. It's whether if they do get hit with a couple of injuries, they've not got the squad depth for the likes of Liverpool, the big boys anyway. I don't think many teams have in the Premier League, but in terms of the lower down, it'll be massive. But I've got them as going down. But if they can try and get a bit of form in which they did show in the Championship, I think they registered 75 goals in the Championship and only conceding 36. And I was surprised that Max Aarons hasn't left Norwich already. I think there was a lot of speculation going around in terms of him leaving in the summer, but it's a massive plus him staying. But yeah, speaking of devil, Mickey just said it's my favourite player from Norwich. But yeah, they've done well to keep hold of him. I'm fair play to Max anyway. He could have had an offer. I'm pretty sure him and his agents could have went, but he stuck to his guns. I know the transfer window is still open, but if you're him, you're still a young player. You want to test yourself in the Premier League yet again, like you did when Norwich were in the Prem 2 years ago, mate. But I'm excited, and I'm just happy it's not West Brom coming up, mate. And it's an actual side that will attack. Yes, it will suit into the big team's hands, but end of the day, if you're a Norwich fan, you want to be excited by watching your team actually cross the halfway line. If you can.
Yeah, no, and it is that fact, and I think you have to give credit to Norwich for that in still believing in their style. I've already watched pundits already slaughter Norwich and like they should go, they should do the Premier League style and like sit back and then try and watch them, and that's not Norwich's style. And all right, yes, it, like you said, it does play into the hands a little bit into the big sides like Liverpool, City, Chelsea, and so on. But against the team, like, it's not so much if you can get a result against a Liverpool, a City, and so forth. It's a great result. The teams for Norwich is the bottom 10. If they need to win the majority of the games against the lower half of the league, and as well as like the newly promoted teams as well, they have to get the 6-pointers in for that. And I think that, of course, Timo Pukki. No, it's fine. Timo Pukki, he's a guy that you would think will bag goals this season, like he did, in the Premier League. I think many people writing him off, there and then. That like 2 seasons ago, I think again he will add goals to there. And like I said, before we were gonna say about Norwich, you haven't really heard much about going on about Norwich. They've done their business quietly, and maybe they'll go on about the league quietly as well. And you know what? I hope they do. They do have a good go. Yeah, I hope they do have a right go at teams. All right, yeah, they might be relegated, but let's hope they're around like that 18th, 17th mark where they could fight, a Newcastle or someone like that.
All you need is 1 or possibly 2 teams having a more worse season by them, and it's impossible. Yeah. It's possible, like we seen with Sheffield United, mate, and I think everyone at home. No one envisioned them to have a drastic switch in terms of how they played their football. Yes, they were in the Prem for a good season, and the year after, teams learned how they played and terms. But for me, Brentford, I think I'm going to do my prediction show tonight, and we've spoken. I think very similar to Norwich, attacking brand of football. But last season, I was watching some teams in the Prem, and it was shocking. You were honestly shocking. Like Burnley, I think it's very dangerous. And they were thinking about getting rid of Sean Dyche at certain moments last season. But there's a lot more worse teams in terms of defensive play. We spoke Southampton, but if they can have a good run of 5 to 10, 15 games within the Prem, and as we mentioned, when you look at like the 1 to 10, there's probably half the Premier League plays a bit more expansive football. It's not like 5-10 years ago. Teams are having a go. Look at Villa, Leicester, Liverpool, City, Wolves. When they've come up against City, you can get in behind these big teams, and Norwich will get in behind Liverpool on Saturday. It's how we deal with that potential threat. I'll be rooting for them, mate.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And if there are any Norwich fans in you, then please let us know your thoughts. I tried to get a Norwich person on, but couldn't find anyone. So I don't know whether or not there are Norwich fans, Norwich channels out there. But
well, we'll contact Elia next week for our post match.
Ask her to sign some cookbooks and that.
Chris says, be made up.
Norwich are capable of turning big teams over with their style of football. They did it against Manchester City in 1920 when they beat City 3-2. Yeah, exactly. Remember that game? Remember just the whole of Liverpool were cheering on.
I was in the airport for that game, mate. Before they boarded me flight to go to Spain with me, mum and dad, and that. I was sat there with my Uncle Steve, and I've seen a Norwich game. We obviously, there was a couple of Norwich fans or Norwich supporters or just Liverpool, and they're watching the City. Everyone's going to be celebrating City getting beat in the airport. But yeah, it was a mad game, that.
Yeah, no, it was. Mickey saying football is back this time with fans. Yeah, cannot wait to hear fans. Having fans back going to suit us, whether they are our fans or the opposite fans. Yeah, and that's the thing where I think Liverpool, I think it'll be back to the first part of our title winning season, in the sense of we'll just if you remember Villa. Away where we almost lost 1-0, and then obviously in the last couple of minutes I think the away fans fueled Liverpool going for the winner. Remember Virgil van Dijk just standing right in between the Villa fans when they were singing he was a shite Tyrone Mings, which as we know he's most definitely not, but the away fans will feel Liverpool this year. And I think well, I know we've spoken about this many times. I think, Liverpool, they have a point to prove this year. Yes, we got Champions League football last year, but we missed an opportunity last year in not winning the league because it was there. We were top by Christmas. I think we were 4 points clear of Leicester at the time on Christmas Day. And of course, with all the injuries and that, it unfortunately slipped away. And I think this Liverpool side have a point to prove in terms of, Matip coming back, Virgil coming back. We have, a fully fit Liverpool 11 for the first time, apart from, of course, Curtis Jones and Andy Robbo. And it's just going to be, hopefully, and fingers crossed and, touch wood, Liverpool can just have, just a clear, season where there's no big injuries and no big problems throughout the year. That is what we have to have. And of course, that will depend on transfers as well. I know many of you guys will be thinking, oh, well, what happens if one or two get injured as well? I think realistically, if Shaqiri and maybe another person is to leave the club, then I think Liverpool then would act then on the transfer market.
Yeah, the same could be said to is a lot of other teams, Connor, as well, couldn't you? Because if Man United get Maguire or Varane injured, who have they got?
No.
Bailey is very much like Matip.
Look at City. City had Laporte out for 4 months, and they were crying.
They were
forever.
playing Fernandinho centre back. So teams can get stretched. Tottenham. It's only when people look at PSG going, oh, they're buying everyone and then don't be looking at City but Man City spending, because no one in your whole Europe can compete with that spending. Yes, we need to buy one or two fringe players, but we can't go and whack about 70, 80 million pounds on every single sign. And we've got to be clever. And if we do get the right players, so we've looked at United, Leicester as well for Fofana's out injured. If Shanunchu got injured, they're knackered. They'll have Evans left in terms of their squad. Tottenham, if Romero gets injured, a new signing. So if you go through every team, Con, as well, and chat as well, every team will be depleted. And it was only a case of Liverpool. Yes, other teams in the league had injuries. It wasn't Leicester had absolutely shocking injuries. But if injuries did creep up this year, I'm pretty sure a lot of other teams would be getting injuries. And watch no one say a word if City do get crippled with injuries, and it'll be Liverpool flying 20 points clear. City having a bad season, aren't they? And you won't mention it.
Remember when they were calling us like the worst champions ever, and we finished with less points to Man City, last year. I think it was, what was it? Like they finished behind us with 19 points and we finished behind them with like 14 or 15.
Yeah, it just makes me laugh. People just have agendas online and social media and even at Sky. They're all Manx. Like they honestly love Manchester United. And you can see from all the predictions anyway.
Look, we spoke about it, yesterday. I know it's coming out tonight, or of course the NFC Focus podcast on Doug's channel. I think that's what it's called. I'm hosting it next week. Jesus Christ, Con. But we spoke about it there about the BBC pundits and all of them having Liverpool practically third or fourth. And I'm like, as I said yesterday, please underestimate this Liverpool side, because the last time Liverpool had a strong 11, we went on to win the league. So, and even when Liverpool had half 11, of the starting 11, we were top by Christmas. So, it just goes to show where this Liverpool side and where, the strong 11 can go and do it. And
it's always been that kind of Liverpool against the world, and if it ever will be. Yeah, it's just a viewpoint within England and probably around the world as well. As you always love to famously say, underestimate us at your pedal, and it frankly is. We'll support our lads. Anfield will absolutely booming. Our away fans, the amazing away fans that go to every single game, will be singing their hearts out, and everyone will go, shit, Liverpool are back again this season. And then it'll probably, all the big clubs, Chelsea, City, probably will spend a load of money. They'll do a couple of points behind Liverpool in the Premier League.
Yeah, no, definitely. Right, let's get to a few of your comments before we get into the starting 11 prediction. Of course, like we said, everyone is available apart from Curtis Jones and Andy Robertson. Of course, Robbo hopefully will be back either before or after the international break. So, of course, a certain Greek Scouser, I think we can call him, will be playing at left back anyway. Helen said, "Are you doing a watch along tomorrow?" No, unfortunately, we won't be doing a watch along tomorrow for the game, but of course we'll be doing a post-match show straight afterwards anyway. Fortunately, Helen. Mickey says, "Boys, look at the difference in both friendlies. Sunday was a family atmosphere, and boys did not play as well, but Monday was rocking, and boys played very well." Yeah, no, I would agree. I don't think Spurs want to sell Kane, so City plans upon the A. Of course, City do play Spurs on Sunday, which I completely forgot about. Brentford versus Arsenal going to be goal fest, I think. Yep, it will.
Brentford, yeah, Chris.
Hang on a minute. Can we mention the fact that you took out Tony?
Oh yeah, watch him. I swear, if he bangs in an hat-trick tonight, I'm gonna be fuming.
I've got it over too.
Me with fancy football. It was a great sign. If you haven't done your fancy football or make a transfer, just watch him bang 15 goals, gone and chat. Yeah. I swear, I'll be having my head down a sink if that happens.
Well, I did put it up. This is my team that I've gone for. It doesn't show the bench, and we don't really need to mention the bench. I've done that. I've actually took off Tyrone Mings. This was earlier, so changed it. I've took off Mings and I've put Tony on. Tony is on my fantasy football, but that I had to put 3 Liverpool players in. I was nearly Trent, but it had to be Kostas.
I was gonna say, for me, if I could design the fantasy football website, I'd literally have one defender. And then probably about 4 attackers.
I think that'd be a bit unfair. I'm not going to lie.
You should be allowed to pick the 11 players you want. Yeah, you've
got. What is it? Just have Van Dijk there and just everyone else.
That'd be me as a manager, mate. It'd be me with Pep Guardiola. Have Van Dijk can defend on his own, and then have about 9 attackers.
Just Virgil, stay put. Everyone else, get the field. That's how we do it here anyway. Where else are we by? Mickey says everyone who's not Liverpool is a dirty mank to me. Helen, the new FFP rules are a joke. If they break them, they just pay. It's stupid how it works.
It's all cousins and uncles and nephews have all got big sponsorships, or big companies within these organizations, and then you just go, do you need sponsoring? And they go, yeah, go ahead, I'll sponsor your football club for 500 million this season. So there is ways around the legislation and everything.
Yeah, no, it does. Right, let's move on then to start 11 predictions. I've got my minds on the screen. Just a word of warning, the images are from last season. For some reason, the Premier League have not decided to update to the current kits, which is very annoying. So it will
someone's getting paid to update that website, and you haven't done it properly. So
exactly. If you go on it, the only person that's updated is Taki Minamino, and that's not even a proper one. It's just an image of Taki. Just sort it out, Prem. Anyway, but Jack, your starting 11, because I think yours is a bit more interesting than mine. I'm not gonna lie.
Man, I just went fuck it. I go with Ali. Well, I'm positive for this thing. I'm gonna go 4-3-3. I'm gonna go Ali in goal, of course. Yeah, of course. Trent, Virgil, Van Dijk, Ibu, and Kostas. Van Dijk. Everyone's up in 50-50, aren't they? But for me, if Van Dijk's fully fit or even 70% fit, I'd play him because he's frankly better than most defenders in the Premier League. Yeah. And he's been training, has a couple of minutes anyway through pre-season. But for me personally, if he's fully fit, you've got to play Virgil on you. Ibu, for me, you don't pay that amount of money and then put him on the bench. As much as Gomez and Matip are, I think the sensible choice would be Matip. But for me, I'm picking the team, not Jurgen. So I'm going to go Ibu and Van Dijk, and then Kostas, our Greek Scouser left back. Hopefully he gets a couple of assists this weekend. Fabinho in the holding role. And then the 2 centre mids, you've got Milner and then pushing up a bit more higher in the midfield will be Harvey Elliott for me. I know it's massive to say play Elliott, but this pre-season and Klopp's already spoke about this week, and the confidence and how he's going to be utilising Elliott in terms of that midfield role. For me, like Trent, he's got the quality. He's young, but he's ready for me personally. And even if he does have a stinker, who cares? He's still young. He's going to develop, and it will do him the world of good. And he's played against Norwich in the Championship as well. I think he scored past them. Might be wrong. Let us know if he did score against Norwich, but there's no other player better to actually play against Norwich than Harvey Elliott. And then up front, I've went with the Egyptian King on the right wing, and then Sadio Mane on the left, and then Bobby Firmino down the middle. I think Bobby is going to be absolutely up for it. We went to the friendly and all you Reds around the world as well. If you went to game, you could see how much it meant to him. I know it was pre-season games, but Bobby looks absolutely raring to go. Same can be said to Sadio Mane. Those three, I think Liverpool are going to have I tell you, if it's the season in which they first did have in the Premier League and they get this sheer amount of goals and we're a lot more solid, there's frankly no stopping us in the Premier League this season. If our three main lads are scoring goals and we've got our main men back at the defence, I'm telling you, mate, City will not be able to catch up to us.
No, I absolutely agree with you. I wish I'd gone adventurous with mine. I do agree with you in the sense of Konate. I think the thing is, I would have loved to have seen Konate and Virgil together at least once in pre-season, and we sadly didn't get it at all. But this is my start 11 prediction. I've gone, of course, Ali, Trent, gone with the safe option of Matip, and then, of course, Virgil van Dijk. Of course, the Greek scouser in Kostas Tsimikas. He's had a full year learning from Andy Robertson, and look, he's going to be fantastic. I think had a fantastic preseason for the Reds. Of course, Fabinho, James Milner, I think, Mr. Reliable there. And then, of course, Naby Lads, I think he will be in that middle three. And then I've gone, Egyptian King Mo Salah, main man Mane, and I've gone for Diogo Jota because I think Bobby Firmino will come on as an impact player. I think it will be Jota to begin with, and then I think then next week as well, I think Bobby will start against Burnley, in my personal opinion. I think Bobby, because of the Copa America, in the sense that I think he's been added into the system slowly through preseason. I think he, like you said, Jack, against Osasuna, he looked phenomenal and back to his best, which I hope he carries through the season because, he had a rough season last year and showed his class towards the end, and hopefully he can continue that form into this season as well. But that's my starting 11, and Jack has given his as well. Guys, let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I've seen a few of you with your 11s already. Helen says Ali, Trent, Konate, Virg, Tsimikas, Fab, Thiago, and Keita. Thiago would have been in my 11, but I think he'll be on the bench with Jordan Henderson. I think anyway, and then of course Mane, Firmino, and Salah. Andrew's in as well, saying hello, Andrew, by the way, as well. Connor, I've got starting 11 for Ali, Trent, Ibu, VVD, Tsimikas, Fab, Elliott, Naby Keita, Salah, Bobby, and Mane. That's pretty much the same as Makendo's. Chris says, I think we need to use 4-2-3-1 in some games because I feel we're getting exposed using the same 4-3-3 from last season. I still wouldn't say Liverpool got exposed last year. I think the injuries didn't help. I think
it's when you're missing the way we play, Chris. You know, mate, don't you? And every Red knows when our attack and balance was absolutely out the window, like midway through the season when we were getting beat. We weren't playing our game. Like getting the ball at wide, stretching teams, and pushing up our fullbacks. It's difficult. And yes, you can look and analyse and say Liverpool really didn't have a plan B. But when your plan A is so successful as it has been in recent years, why change your plan? Yes, you could get a big Burnley. You could go full on Burnley and then go, yes, we were crossing in the ball loads, but as we've already alluded to just there, Reds as well in the chat, Bobby didn't have the best season last year, but it was a load of players. It was a combination of not everyone being on form. And for me, we should be sound. But Chris, you're absolutely spot on there. There will be moments when you do play a 4-2-3-1, and because it's so important that we do have those options. And it's great if we don't start Jota. There will be games where ideally Klopp and Linders have probably analysed that defensive block of the opposition attacker through the week and went, yeah, Jota will be an absolute nightmare in terms of getting into those pockets and really stretching teams. But yeah, imagine if you're playing all those four. It's very attacking. I'm surprised, as Connor was saying, he was mind a bit attacking like, but what a weapon to have come off the bench.
Absolutely. Chris says Tsimikas could be making his first appearance in a Liverpool shirt since joining last summer. I couldn't make it up. Actually, Chris, if you remember, he made his debut against Lincoln City last year, where we won 7-2. So, and I think he actually got 2 assists that night as well. So it won't be his first start for Liverpool in a competitive game, but of course it will be the first Premier League. Yeah, first Premier League. Of course, Mick, I've seen your comment about Ronaldo and PSG. Look, anything can happen if friggin' Messi's joining. PSG anyway.
I think someone's got all the PlayStation controller in that PSG.
Well, I actually there was a tweet today that said that PSG worldwide have sold, I think it's around 850,000 shirts with Messi on, which I think takes up the total to around £77.5 million already for Messi. So investment working a little bit because I think they get a lot of money from the kits, of course, with the Jordan sale as well. But our forwards were missing chances, I suppose, as well. Chris says Dave is live at the same time. Yeah, I know Dave was going live at 7:30. Bloody Dave. No, I'm kidding. Multitasking here says Helen, don't worry, we will be heading off soon anyway. And then second start. Then for the laughing face. Yeah, it is for him, Chris, anyway. But Jack, before we do head off, mate, prediction time. What's your prediction for tomorrow's game?
Went 4-0, and I continue going with 4-0. Very positive. I think Norwich will be a shock for the system. I'm going to go Salah. Love him to get an answer because I'm captain. Well, I think Salah with a goal, Mane, Bobby, and then possibly a Harvey Elliott goal. So we'll get Harvey getting one.
No, I'd love that. For me, I'm going to go 2-0. I think it'd be a comfortable 2-0, but I think it'd also be a bit stressful at times. I think Norwich are going to have 1 or 2 opportunities, but I just think that, especially if Virgil's back and with Matip and Ali and Trent and Kostas, I think, look, I can't wait to see Kostas Tsimikas to see what he can do, and hopefully, he gets an assist tomorrow because, of course, it's in my fantasy football team.
I think everyone's got him in the fantasy football.
Yeah, no, I hope he assists, and obviously Mo scored. Joe, I would love if Mo scored and it was assisted by Kostas, and then Kostas scored and Mo assisted. That would be the perfect goal for me anyway. But no, I'm going to go with Mo and Jota. I'm going to go with Jota as well for me anyway. But guys, let's read out a few of your predictions before we do head off. Anyway, 4-1 says Chris. Mickey's going with 6-0 Liverpool. I'd love that. I'm not going to lie.
Go ahead, Mickey. Calm down there, lads. I had it.
9-0 against the Ev. That's always the best.
I'm all for that. Go ahead.
Just singing Liverpool fans singing Rafa Benitez at Goodison. Can't wait for it. Chris says Messi, Mbappe, Neymar, Ronaldo would be illegal. It wouldn't, mate, because Mbappe's not staying at PSG next season. He's come to Liverpool. What? All the away shirts have sold out where I am. There are a load of home shirts. Lol. Yeah, the away shirt is sold out. I know that Mickey was trying to get it.
Yeah. It's stupid. The whole point of turning to Nike, wasn't it? Like the whole point of getting Nike in was because New Balance couldn't, frankly, distribute all the kits. So come on, Nike. Everyone's literally paying 70, 80 quid in a shirt, and you can't get them ordered. Get it sorted, Nike.
Yeah, well, no, it's that. They supposedly said that it's going to be the first week of September that it's going to be the restock, but depending on the restock, it'll literally be about 10 kits, and then we're sold out again, and that. But yeah, the away shirt has been ridiculous. Literally all through town of Liverpool, every single person I saw wore an away kit. Like
I might have to get one off the mannequin. I'm sure they have one in the Liverpool shop. Right, I'll have that one off the mannequin.
Well, to be fair, they did have a load of childs left, so if you want to fit into a child's
That's
top,
right.
then
I'll squeeze one of them. Lads. It might be a bit tight. It'll be like a Shaqiri walking around town.
it'd be like a vape. It'd be like one of those like vapor shirts, but like the like warrior like bit where it's just like whoosh, just like full. Mickey says our home shirt sold out everywhere. We're trying to get some in Liverpool. No, I think you said about the away shirt. He says away shirt day. And Helen says for the final comment at £105 for a home shirt. Can you believe it? I can't believe it. I'm not gonna lie. Child fit fit you, Jack says.
Hey, Mickey, you're not that taller than me, mate.
Well, anyway, we'll leave it there for tonight. Thank you to everyone that has tuned in to the first match preview show of the season. Of course, can't wait for the Reds to be back in action tomorrow. Can't wait for the game that is in 20 minutes' time. Of course, Brentford v Arsenal. Come on, Brentford. Sorry for our friends, called the Bansters. I love them guys, but sorry, I want Brentford to win because I can't wait to see AFTV having a full meltdown and wanting Arteta out.
I honestly can't wait for everyone in the next hour to be bigging up to Deeney. Not Deeney, he plays for Watford. Tony. And I'm going to be sat here, I'll be like, I knew this was going to happen. and I've been on Connor's show, being on everyone's channel going, this man is going to be something special. Can't wait for him to score nil point goals all Premier League campaign as well, which is what's going on. But for me, he's going to hit the Premier League on fire. You've heard it there first.
I hope so because that's my fantasy football team. To be fair, I'll prove your point right because I think when we were doing, I think predictions for transfers, I think you put him at number one for strikers to get. So it would be very, very good. But of course, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Like I said, please head over to Jack's channel. Please hit the subscribe button over there. Needs all the help at the minute. And I'm kidding. No, look, of course, he'll be going live 9:30, is it?
Yeah, 9:30, everyone.
Yeah, 9:30. So please go over, please check him out. All the links will be in the video description down below. If I haven't put them in there already, they will be in there as well. But before we head off, Jack, got anything else to say before we do leave?
Just thank you very much for having me on, Con. As always, pleasure. Hopefully everyone in chat is having a lovely evening. Enjoy the footy. And probably going to watch Dave, aren't we now, Reds? Head over to Dave's channel.
Head over to Dave's channel. We're going to watch Dave for 20 minutes and then we're going to watch the footy.
Dave hasn't given me a tenner to say that. Thank you for letting me come on, Con, and everyone for tuning in. Absolute legends, and I'll see you tonight. Lad.
But yeah, please, head over to Dave's channel. Please hit that subscribe button here first. Go over to Jack and then go over to Dave as well if you're new to all of our channels and watching us for the first time. Please, subscribe. And until next time, guys, we'll see you tomorrow, hopefully, with Liverpool absolutely destroying Norwich and starting the Premier League season with a win. But till next time, please hit that subscribe button and we will see you all then.
That's